child I will always be. Mother Earth, carry me back to the sea.
Namaste to all my friends. I hope that all are in their process of evolution, facing the life, different movements, situations. Nature wants to grow us. Nature wants to teach us. And if we can see the life with this attitude, that this period is a learning period, then at least we can feel little better. And this is the reality, this is the truth, that always life wants our betterment. Always life wants we grow and live this life, play this game of life more better. So with the learning attitude, we have to face all these situations of life. Some people ask from they ask that how is the effect of this vaccination injection, which all over the world they are saying that the cure, the protection from corona is that if we can take these injections. The thing is that always, even we take injection or not take injection, always the life is uncertain, under risks. And risk is not a bad thing. Risk is always good. And I think life we have to live. We cannot live this life with always fear and always afraid and always worried. If whatever is the situation is, with our best consciousness, we should meet the life, face the life, and everybody has their own consciousness, everybody has their willpower, everybody has their own way of living. So whatever your consciousness speaks with you, ask yourself, without fear, without worry of anything, and follow your own soul, obey your own soul, listen your own soul. Nothing bad will happen, remember. Life always move for the betterment, and always life with new experiments, new possibilities, wants to make us more better. And I think without any fear, without any negative imagination about vaccination, one should deal with it. There's no need to worry for anything. Our life is perfectly safe. Life is always beautiful, and always it will be beautiful, because this life belongs to that unknown source to whom we call divine God. So when this life belongs to the divine, there is no need to worry for anything. The divine protection is always there with us. One thing always remember, everything is temporary and uncertain. Nothing is permanent here. But with what attitude we live in the life, that is more important. So now is the time Everybody should live with their best attitude. Everybody can smile on this life. Mother's very powerful words are, smile at your life and your life will always smile at you. But when we always with our negative imaginations and fear and lots of informations and news become negative and start listening negative news, we complicate and confuse everything. Never confuse yourself. The divine grace is always with us, and always something better will happen. Life is evolution. Sometimes hard period comes, sometimes difficult periods comes, and that also has a deep meaning. Because sometimes we compel to the nature, to the divinity, to the forces to use some hard process. Because human nature is so strange. Sometimes we not want to change ourselves. Sometimes we become so rigid with our own fixed perceptions, notions, conceptions, and that blocks, that create hindrance, obstacles for the evolution. So then we compel the forces to the divinity, to the nature, that use some hard process to remove our obstacles, remove all our this change, to change our nature. So if anything is there which is hard and difficult, it means that the hard situation came to change us, to make us better, to remove obstacles, to remove all the hindrances of, which are not allowing us to grow more. How we have to live this life with 100% positive thinking, positive feelings, positive imaginations. These are the natures, these are the attitudes which creates the life. We are creator, we are creating this world, we are creating everything with our own thoughts, with our own imaginations, with our own feelings. So now prove to your life and make your life happy with simple positive feeling, positive thinking, positive imaginations. It is not difficult. It is very easy work. And we all can do that. You have that power. You are all very, very strong. And now, deal with this situation with all the positivity. And life will give you best possibilities. Life will give you best response. Just smile at your life. Vaccination, all over the world, people are taking and they are feeling good. It is a need of the time. Sometimes some media informations, negative informations, this kind of informations, they confuse us. So don't allow anything which can confuse us. Nothing bad is going to happen with us. Always remember, always grow your faith in you, your trust in you, your confidence in you. We are a superpower. With your willpower, with our willpower, we can face everything. Nothing is more stronger than our willpower, our faith in us. With your full faith in the life, deal with the life. Face everything, all situations. And give always good response to everything, positive response to everything. Maria asked that the situation in Colombia is very tense. All over the world, very strange things are happening. You just see few days back that what was the situation in Israel and this fight. And now there's a peace. There may be always, human mind, human nature is so complicated. Why all these things are happening in the world? Why there is this terror and tensions and this kind of fights and this kind of horrible things are happening in the world? Because one thing is very clear, that we are a creature of consciousness. We are a conscious being. And now is a time that we have to awaken and grow our consciousness. We only grown our mental capacities. With mind, we have created this world, and with mind, we grown very much, and with mind, we have created all this and doing all these things. But we are not a mental being. We are a conscious being. We are carrying the supreme divinity inside, the supreme power inside. That source who created all this lives in human being, in us. So we are a conscious being. We born to exist with consciousness. So it is lack of consciousness which is creating fires, battles, wars, and this kind of horrible things everywhere in the world. So this is very clear that the growth of consciousness is the only solution of all the human problems. If we want peace, harmony, joy, love, bliss, we have to become aware, conscious. Sometimes we learn with some strong catastrophes, with some strong wars, with some very hard and difficult things. They compel us, force us to grow consciousness. And one thing always remember, when everything is temporary and uncertain, so nothing will stay permanent. So this kind of hard situations, they are there. And now, let us see that what is needed to change in us, in human consciousness, and they will disappear. There's no need to very much worry or think about this kind of thing. When anything in the life happens bad, not very much remember or think about that. From our side, always with all your good nature, positive nature, healthy nature, always from our side, we should create, we should give good waves, good vibes, good vibrations. Always think good, positive, and not always more and more remember negative things, always think about negative things, always remember negative things. This is life. We are always learning, growing, and progressing. Sometimes lessons are hard, difficult. And this time will also go, will also finish. So whatever is the situation in Colombia, these are all human created problems. And we are learning lesson from this kind of situations. So have faith, all will be all right. Never lose hope. Always hope for the best, and best will happen. Any question, Vitaly? In India, it's so big country, so many different kind of people, so many different cultures, traditions, and human being is same everywhere. And always there are some up downs are there. Always there is a clash between different natures. But this is not something new thing. It is from the very beginning, from the beginning of this earth. Always human natures clash with each other, create complications, problems, and then learn from all those situations and things. And that way we are all growing. That way this process of evolution. Always some revolutions, they give some speed to the evolutions. Sometimes to change in our human nature, revolutions are needed. Always big changes happens after the revolutions. Revolution and evolution, they move together. So always ready for everything, always ready to face all kind of situations. And if one always ready to face whatever situation happens, whatever difficulty comes, with the dynamic attitude, with the positive attitude, with the learning attitude, with the progressive attitude, then one can always, in all the situations, can learn to grow and one can progress in the consciousness. One can grow with more confidence, with more, it will grow more faith in ourselves, and that is the way, that way we are all learning, growing and progressing. Life means only that, learn, grow, progress. And that's why always life give new opportunities with new situations. Everything in the life is an opportunity to learn, and grow and progress. So never negatively ignore or refuse the situations. Have patience. All will be all right. Everything is for the betterment happening. This is a divine principle, divine law. This is universal truth. Have faith. Have patience. All will be all right. I took the injection, and I think that I have taken this injection, and I'm not feeling that anything is against spirituality. Spirituality and injection has nothing to do. You can, with your best consciousness, deal with everything. Nothing is more powerful, stronger than you. Our consciousness is a superpower in us. Always with all the best attitudes, deal with the life. Spirituality is not so weak that one injection can make you, eat your spirituality. Spirituality is my way of thinking. Spirituality is my way of dealing in the life. Spirituality means how you feel, how you think, how you respond, how you react, how you act. Spirituality is not that so anything can make my spirituality weak. In the life, always remember, we are always growing. We are always in a process of evolution. Life is evolution, evolution of learning, evolution of knowledge, evolution of growth, evolution of consciousness. So in the evolution, always different processes. So this is also one of the process. Everybody has his own process of evolution. How you give response and how you deal with the things, and how one can manage the situations. So I think spirituality and vaccination, this injection, they have no any relation with each other. And vaccination is for our health. Always we live and we reach on this state with experiment. All the forces, they always exist in the mood of experiment. Life also is moving, making evolution through the experiment. Always there are experiments. We reach on this level with millions of experiments. We created this world with experiments. So there is no need to think negative or to worry for anything. If you feel, take the injection. If you not feel, don't take injection. But don't feel that with the injection, our spirituality has any, spirituality will become less. All our life, if we are breathing, if you are feeling, if you are thinking, if your system is working, if you are really aspiring, whatever, your spirituality is always very, very good. Spirituality means to grow under the influence of the spirit. Our life is growing. We are living, we are growing, surviving with the influence of our soul, with our influence of our spirit. So our soul is not weak. Our soul is eternal, immortal. Have faith. Have faith in the divine. Have faith in you. Life will be always good. Spirituality is spirituality. We are always, our life is spiritual. With your spiritual attitude, deal with this situation. Always in life, all the situations of life, deal with them. Never feel I am weak. Never feel weak. Never feel you are poor. I am weak. No. This is when we ourselves, with our own thinking, makes us weak and poor. Remember it. When we create negative thoughts, we start feeling weak. And if you will create some positive thoughts, tell to yourself, I am very healthy, I am very good, I am perfect, I am perfectly healthy and perfectly very, very good. Just repeat this word 10 times and you will start feeling good. Always tell to yourself, no, I have no worry, I have no fear. I am very strong. And immediately you will start feeling better. This is spirituality. Spirituality is always with your best attitude, with your best spirit, with your best nature. Give response to everything. If one can always, with the best spirit, give response to the life, your spirituality will grow more. Grow old? Grow what? Whole. Hope, hope. Oh, one thing remember, the power of hope. Hope. You should see, we are the divinity, the nature give us so many powers. And this power of hope is the so wonderful power we have with us that always hope for the best. Always give importance to the present moment and never hope negatively. Always hope for the best. And that is the 100%. Remember, our hope keeps alive our life. Our hope gives us energy. Our hope grow our confidence. Our hope grow our faith in us. Our hope make us strong. Our hope give us courage to face the situations. Hope always that you are never alone. The whole universe is with you. Divine is with you. God is with you. Never feel you are alone. Hope for the best. I am never alone. God is with me. Divine is with me. Supreme Divine Mother is with me. So when Divine is with us, how can we hope bad? Hope for the best. Forget past. Live in the present. Hope for the best. Hope is a source. Never in life become hopeless. Our negativity, negative nature, negative thought, negative feeling, negative emotions makes us hopeless. When we too much listen the negative news, negative this medias, they make us hopeless. Always, sometimes go to the nature. Always see how sometimes go to nature, see sky, mountains, flowers, rivers. In the nature, you will never find that there is any tree is hopeless, living like a hopeless like us. Any animal is never, even animals never live hopeless. Just imagine, nothing on this earth except human lives hopeless, makes hopeless, live hopeless. Hope is a special gift given to the human being. If we have no hope, just imagine that. A person who is a hopeless person, hopeless means that now one is just going back. Hopeless means that just against life, anti-spiritual life. With hope, one is always growing spiritually and always becoming more strong and better. Hope for the best. Remember, the only thing which is the most beautiful is that the future of life on earth is very, very good. We all came from the paradise, and the future of life is supramental, super, paradise. And that is 100%. That is the meaning of this game of life. That is the meaning of this evolution of consciousness. And that is the purpose of all this game of life, all this creation. You just imagine, go back 100 years, 200 years, how we are growing slowly, 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 slowly. Now we are on this state. Next is also much more better than this. So our journey is towards super best life, supramental life, with more conscious, divine life on this earth, with the divine possibilities, with the divine consciousness. That is the future of life on earth. Hope that one day we will live divine life on this earth. And that is the meaning of life. That is the meaning of this evolution of consciousness. And nobody can stop that. No any COVID or any kind of bad force can stop that. Hope for the best. Always, when you wake up, when you start your day in the morning, first give one very good smile to your life and with full hope that today will be the best day of my life. And today is with all the best hopes, start the day. Always, in every situation of life, never become hopeless. We have to learn these things. Our own thoughts makes us hopeless. Our own feelings makes us hopeless. Our own imaginations makes us hopeless. So just little concentrate on your feelings. Just concentrate on your thoughts, what you're thinking, how you're thinking, and why you're thinking like that. And as soon as you discover in you any of your thought is making you hopeless, change it. You have that power. We all have that power to change our thoughts. That is the beauty of our life, that we can change our feelings, we can change our thoughts, we can change our imaginations. As soon as I discover in me that something is negative going on in me, or something hopeless going on in me, we can replace them, change them, and change with your best nature, best thoughts, healthy thoughts, creative thoughts, positive thoughts. All will be good. Remember, there is a divine principle, divine law that all was good, all will be good, and all is good. Only we have little less consciousness to understand this. And once, when our consciousness will be more better, then we will see everything. There is a meaning, there is a purpose, everything is okay. All is good. All is good and all is for the good. So never be hopeless in the life. Hope for a better everything. And that will become much more better. Yes, the thing is that this is the work of life. Life is doing that work. Life is a constant, unending. Okay. So someone asked that how to grow the consciousness, how to develop the consciousness. You know, in our life, in the nature always you see everything is growing. Always, life is also growing. Sometimes see in our life, from the childhood when we were very small, then we adult, then we grow, now we are like this. Always some change is happening. Change is happening in the body, change is happening in the mental, change is happening in our emotions and feelings, change is happening in our understanding, change is happening in our knowledge. So many things are changing. When we were small, we were thinking in a different way. Now we are thinking in a different way. Always some change is happening there. Life means life is a constant, unending learning institution. We cannot stop growing. We cannot stop changing. Change is the meaning of life. change means life. So what is changing in us? We are all unique. We are all different. And what makes us different between each other? Because everybody has a different level of consciousness. Everybody's consciousness is different from each other. And now, very simple way to understand, life is given us to live it. In living process, exist with like a mode. You see, sometimes there are two modes of life: living mode, and the other mode is surviving mode. Life is given to live it, but because of lack of knowledge of life, we start worrying how to survive. When we exist within the surviving mode, then the process of growth, process of our evolution becomes slow. When we can live in a living mode means not to worry for the surviving. Living mode means now you have full faith in you, full faith in the life, full faith in the divine in you. When our faith and trust and confidence grow in us, automatically life starts moving with the living mode. When we have no confidence, no faith, no trust in us, and always we worry for our future and surviving and what will happen to me, that surviving mode makes the process slow. Living mode accelerates the speed of the evolution. So exist with the living mode in the life. Living mode means that never worry for your future. Never worry what will happen to you. Exist in the present moment and do your best what you can do. Live with the best of your everything, with the best of your attitude and with the best of your nature. And living mode always helps to grow our consciousness. Living mode means whatever situation comes, face that situation with full faith and trust in you. Never to postpone, never to run away, never to fear, never to afraid. Consciousness is always growing. Life through the movement, always giving us a little knowledge. Always remember, life is a movement. Every movement starts and stops. Mental movement, emotional movement, physical movement, psychic movement, spiritual movement. These are our different departments. And always there are different movements. They are moving. Any movement, either from the mind, either from the body, either from the emotions, any movement which starts, sooner or later, that stops somewhere. Suppose our mental movement start. Because it is a game play of forces. Always forces, they are behind the movements. So always forces moves us and mind start moving, thinking, planning, everything. And then movement stops. When the movement stops, we call it, oh, my experience of life. So life through the movements always giving us experiences. So what means experience? When we say I have an experience, what it means? Experience means before that I was not having a knowledge of something. After the experience, I have some knowledge. So every experience of life is a one little drop of knowledge. Every experience of life is a little enlightenment of life. Every experience of life gives us one little jump of awareness, of consciousness. And when we use that experience, that knowledge, that consciousness for the next experience, then the next experience give us more better knowledge, more better enlightenment, more better consciousness. So life is a constantly through the experiences growing our consciousness. But problem is that we never give importance to these experiences. Either we ignore the experiences, either we forget the experiences, and sometimes we store the experiences. The idea of all the knowledge of the experiences means that whenever life gives you any new knowledge, new drop of knowledge with the new experiences, one should not ignore them, one should not store them, one not forget them, and use that knowledge for the next movement. If one is constantly using the life experiences, life will constantly grow our consciousness. And that way, one thing remember, used knowledge becomes life. Then I say, my life, what means my life? Because I use some knowledge, and when we use the knowledge, then what happens? That knowledge establishes us. And established knowledge grow, uplift the level of our understanding. And sooner or later, that level of understanding transforms. And one becomes more aware, more conscious. So life constantly working to grow our consciousness. It is a it is a life's work. We have to learn how can we cooperate, collaborate in this process of learning. Our collaboration is that when the life gave experience, knowledge through the experience, cooperate. Cooperate means use that knowledge, not to forget that knowledge, not to ignore it, not to store it. Because we are spending life, we are giving this life for the experiences. Sometimes some experience, whole life, we learn from that experience and we ignore that. When we ignore the knowledge, then we start repeating the same story, same everything. And if one can learn from that experience, then there is no need to repeat. Then one can automatically, one can grow more. And always, this is the way, life always wants life only through the experiences, give us, enlighten us. And when one's enlightenment, consciousness will grow more, then sooner or later, one can reach to the self-realizations. Then one can start realizing the higher things, higher something, what we call self-realizations. So life is an unending process of growth, of progress. Life always constantly doing this work to grow our consciousness. Sometimes we can do some practices. The thing is that suppose always remember that always we have options to react, because life is mostly reactions. In which world we are living, in the life with the way we are living, always when we listen something, then some reaction happens. When we see something, then we start reacting. When we feel something, then start reacting. Always we are listening so many information, so many news, and always this all kind of influences, they create reactions in us. So now reaction is a very good thing, but now the thing is that how we react, that is in your hands. So life is giving you an opportunity to react. So now you decide how you want to react when you listen something, when you feel something, when you see something. So that is our, you can say, is an opportunity to grow consciousness. If one can react with the best attitude, with the best nature, with peace, with silence, with a very calm, quiet attitude, or very positive way. So simply our reactions, they can help us to grow our, uplift our consciousness. So remember, in the life, there are life 24 hours, we have an opportunity to grow our consciousness. Just observe, control your reactions, and always react with the best of your nature, with the best of your attitude, with the best of your consciousness, with your best of your whatever. And simply with that, one can start feeling good. And this way, there are so many small things like that. To grow consciousness means, listen, one very beautiful mother's lesson is that step back and move. Step back and think. Step back and take decision. Step back and then decide. Step back means not immediately with your impulsion, not immediately start reacting. When you listen something, step back. Step back means to come in contact with your better nature, better consciousness, and then express your reaction. Then give response. So if one can step back and react, step back and then give response, that is very simple way to grow consciousness. Never in life, remember, take any decision without stepping back. Even speak, before speaking, step back and then speak. Because life is mostly a reaction of context. So always we have to give response, and always we have to react. When this is the situation, then this is the nature's way to grow our consciousness. But mostly we are fixed with our fixed nature. We never feel and think that this is an opportunity to grow consciousness. So when we live with our fixed nature, then we lose the opportunity. One should live less and less with the fixed formation, conception, notion, and nature. Always with open, with more receptive, with more like I feel that always life is giving me an opportunities to change myself, to grow more in consciousness, and to, if that is the attitude, life will be always grow our consciousness. That is the only meaning of life. We are here on this earth only to grow consciousness. And once, as soon as there will be better consciousness, your better consciousness will change the atmosphere. With better consciousness, we can create a better world. And slowly, we are moving towards that. One day, we will live with very good consciousness, and it will be a very beautiful world. Hope for the best. What I understood is that is it good to rely on others? Listen, yes, yes. Okay, okay, okay. I think first of all, first thing is one should rely on oneself. If I have no any doubt, if I have full confidence and trust in me, if if I am weak, if I have no faith on myself, if I have no trust on myself, then how can I help to the others? So if I want to help others, I have to first, thing is that if one thing, remember that always we are dependent on each other. We are living in a world where everything, we are all connected with each other. We are all helping to each other. We are always receiving help from each other. Even I say whatever, but it is a natural, spontaneous process that always when we are connected with each other, even you want or not want, you are receiving help from everywhere. And you are giving help to every. I am creating this world with vibrations, with my vibrations. I am receiving the influence of the vibration of others. So I'm saying that we have to become stronger. How we can become stronger? When we will grow our faith and trust in ourselves. And if anybody has faith and trust in oneself, one can receive the help, one can give the help also. So suppose if I am thirsty, if I am hungry, and if someone wants to help me, so why should I close? One should be open, be receptive. From one, remember it, never close the doors. If always remember, when we need something, we ask it, please give me. If you want, sometimes we ask to the divine God, please give us. When you ask, give us, the nature gives us. When we want something, we desire for it, and someone comes to give it. Or the thing is that one should not be close or close the doors. From anywhere, whatever help comes, if you want, you can take it. If you not want, you can refuse it. And if you can help, you can give. Remember, there is a one very wonderful, very great, super secret of life. All for all. If you want all, give all. Whatever you have, give all, and all will come to you. That is a divine principle, divine law. That is the secret of spirituality. That is the secret of yoga. All for all. If you give all, divine will give you, nature will give you all. So more and more one should give oneself. Always give yourself, and more will come to you. Automatically, there is no need that to ask, give me. You give yourself, and nature will give all to you. And but the way you said that if one feel weak and if one can, yes, we can receive help. It also little help us to, because mostly we have ego problem. Ego problem is that we don't want to take or something like that. So one should be less egoistic, and if you need any help and someone is there to help you, take it. And not to depend or not become so weak that always someone you are waiting for someone that to come and help you. No, you grow your confidence in you, and that will be much better. Hello. Maria, you can read the question. Maria, if you're listening me, what is the question? Yes. Patricia is there. No. Maria, tell me, not tell me, not write, just speak. Yes. Just you see, think this kind of thing. What is the politics? She's asking that because there is some big strike in Colombia, and the situation is very tense, and she's asking that we should also go in the street to help this strike, or not go in the street, something like that. Maria, I think this is something like who knows, it is always political situations. How is the politics there? What is the politics behind? And I think one should see what is the need of the time, what is the need of the situations. If really that there is some a good cause and good reason and something good behind, one should always, I told you, revolutions are needed for a change. We all want change. Because life is changing very fast. It is a period of transformation. The new generations, they have a different feeling, different thinking. They want some new, different way. Sometimes we are very attached with the old ways, old thinkings. So who know what is the reason, what kind of, why there is a, what is the reason behind this strike? What people's want? Maybe people are not happy with the old systems. This system always need to change. We should not continue with the same systems because sometimes the system become expiry systems. Expiry system, they cannot make our life better. Sometimes there is a need to change the systems and many things. So new generations, maybe the new generation is not happy with the old systems. They want new system. So if there is some good reason behind this strike, so we should all cooperate for that. But one should see that is it a political game? Who is behind? Because so many different forces are working. In Colombia, from the very beginning, many different forces are active there. And one can see that what people want, what the people of Colombia wants. Because last time there was some survey and 50% people want peace and 50% people not want peace. So now what kind of situation is there? Why this happens? Is there is a need to change the system, or what is the reason? That only the people of Colombia know better. But remember it, if there is something like a revolution is happening, so revolutions are always they bring some big change, new change. Change is needed. And whatever way the change will come, we have to face that situations. You cooperate or not cooperate, but situations will change. Maria speaking. Vitaly just what? Yes, Maria speaking. I think if the whole country is in this strike, it means it is a all the forces are working, collective and individual, all the forces are working behind this kind of situations. If the whole country is facing this situation, it means that many collective forces, it is a collective work. So, because, and you know better that how the whole country can enter into this situation. And if now I have no many idea, but sometime some small some groups, they only create some problems. So you people know better that it is some individual groups, they are creating this problem, or it is a really like a collective work and collective consciousness is behind. In brief, in more detail, you know better. Because always some political parties or some groups, they create very big problems and create this kind of situations. Okay, Maria? Hmm? Yes, yes. Tell me, Vitaly, what? If we see the history, always there were so very, very cruel times, bad times, and now many things change. And I think, yes, in the revolutions, sometimes very, very horrible, strange things happens. And we should always ready to face all the situations. It is, I said you, till human consciousness will not grow, this will continue like this. And always there is some good reason behind, and purpose of all this kind of things is that all is for the betterment. We have to grow our consciousness to understand all this, why this happens. From the very beginning, it is not first time in the history of Earth. So many wars, so many catastrophes, so many kind of strange things happened, and we learn, grow, and reach to this state. Yes. I think it is, yes, I think what I understood is that, listen, we are not dependent on the astrology. We are not living this life because of the astrologers and astrology. Astrology is a science, is very good. If you will go to the astrologer and live according to the astrology and start feeling and thinking according to astrology, then you will close yourself with that. But now, in this present moment, life is given to me to live it. I have a choice. I have options how to think. And now, if I can think and respond with the best of my consciousness, then I can change the situations. But if I depend on the astrology, and astrology said that this will not happen like that, you have a choice how you want to live this life, with the astrology or with full trust and confidence in you. I am much more higher than astrology. We are carrying the soul in us. We are carrying the divine in us. We are not dependent, we are not living this life because of the astrology. Astrology is a science. Okay, up to that, respect that. But not to give your life to that astrology. Your life is because of your soul in you. Your soul is much more greater and powerful than than any science or anything. So listen to your soul and live with that. Not to just create any fixed notion, conception with the astrology and just live with that. Never become weak. And more grow your faith and trust in the soul in you, in the divine in you. And that is more better, much better. Yes. Now listen, this kind of news, what is the truth behind? It is just like in different media news, but you think that we are now, because the foundation of human life is the foundation of the human existence. The value of our existence is because of our soul, our spirit, our divinity, our true self, some very higher super power inside us. And you think that any human being, they are more greater than this superpower in us and they can control us. You think that you know, those forces, that we use the word divine for that. And anything, whatever nature, divinity is doing, that is a very high intelligent force. And they are doing perfectly everything. So we have no need to worry for anything, remember it. Nothing more, nobody is more greater than that divine in us, that divinity, that supreme nature, supreme power. And nobody can harm to this life. Grow your faith and trust in the divine in you. Don't grow your faith and trust in those kind of informations and think that some people are more powerful than the divine, who can harm the divine, who can do this kind of things. I not live with that kind of feelings. For us, nothing is more greater than our soul, the divine in us, and nobody can do anything, any harm to this life. We are always well protected. We are always in the divine hands. And sometimes some people, they have lack of faith in the divine, so they start believing in this kind of things. But especially in which country I live, the foundation of Indian culture is spirituality. We believe in the divine in us. We believe in us. We believe in ourselves. We feel that our soul is much more powerful and greater than anything else. And that our faith is our protection. The divine grace is with us. So remember it. Nothing bad can happen to humanity, to anyone. Always bad. This hard situation, hard, difficult period comes, but there is a meaning, reason behind. But only the divine can control us and controlling us. And let us live with full faith and trust in the divine. Yes. Yes, Vitaly. Vitaly speaking. No, no, no. Actually, this in India. Yes. You know, India is so populated, so many people here, so big country. And this media and this kind of some like fake news, they spread always very strange fake news. So, and the situation is not like so bad like the news explains. We are living, we are here, nothing, everything is always good. But according to the population here, there is nothing like a very big and all these things. And always, and even now, people are saying that the deaths, the people are not dying. People are very little people are dying with this COVID and all. And always people dies. It is not like now whoever dies, they use the name COVID. Whatever happens to anyone, COVID. All the other diseases, people forget the name of the other diseases. All the other diseases, even they are feeling depressed with that. What happened that only COVID, for everything they use the name COVID, and some media, bad media, fake news medias, they just because all kind of forces are working, and some forces they only promote negative news and create negative news and just to defame the country, and they spread this kind of news. But the other side is that if we see the population of so many people are there, but this situation is not so bad like the news spread. Yes, this was like the second wave was little strong, and because it is a new disease, new something, sometimes we are not prepared to face this kind of situations. So things happen like that. But now in this present, like today, the situation is under control. Very good news are coming. Everything is under control. And the government is doing very good to manage and solve the problems. Yes, Maria. listen, we have a, how can one keep quiet? How can one feel peace when one see the things, what happening around? How can one feel peace or feel better when one see others like that? This is the question. Listen, we have a power to feel, we have a power to see, we have a power to think. And if I cannot see something good, I cannot feel something good, I cannot think something good, it is better one should stop thinking, stop seeing, and stop feeling that. To feel peace and feel calm, quiet, is very best way is that one should not very much think about others, not always see others, not always feel others, not always listen others. Just sometimes sit quiet and stop thinking, feeling, seeing others. Even stop thinking and feeling and seeing yourself also. Sometimes sit quiet without thinking about others, without thinking about yourself. And immediately you will start feeling peace. When we start thinking about others, remembering others, feeling others, imagining for others, immediately we enter into confusion, we start feeling bad. Just practice, just do it. At least every day sit quiet somewhere, 1 hour, 10 minutes, and just try not to remember yourself very much and not to remember others also very much. Just keep quiet, enjoy with your existence, exist with your consciousness. Just be, keep quiet, sit quiet, and one can start feeling very, very good. When we start remembering others, when we start thinking for others, when we start thinking too much about ourselves, immediately we'll start feeling disturbance. Immediately that we lose balance and start feeling bad. Either when you think for others, always think something good, better, positive. Even when you think about yourself, always think something good, better, positive. But if I cannot think and feel and imagine and see positive, good for others and ourselves, better not to think, not to feel, not to imagine, and not very much just think about yourself. Immediately, in 1 second, one can start feeling peace. See it. Okay. This all is a meditation. This talk is a meditation. Now, thank you very much for all of you. Thank you, Vitaly. Thank you, Maria. You are doing good for this, and hope that this will help. This will, if this can give you some good feelings, some good, something good. So thank you to all of you. Feel good and never worry and never think anything negative. Even we live 1 minute, 1 day on this earth. Let us live with fullness. Fullness means that with at least with the full positivity. Positivity means that no any fear of anything, no any worry of anything. And that is the life. We have to learn how to live that. You all have that power and your life is in your hands. How you want to live it, it depends on you. How you want to think, how you want to feel, how you want to imagine. With that, you are creating your life, your environment, your atmosphere. So, always with full awareness, with full consciousness, with full vigilance, observe and watch and see how you're thinking, why you're thinking like that. How you're feeling, why you're feeling like that. And simply with that, one can transform our life and the whole world around us. Thank you very much for all of you. God bless you, and Mother's grace is with all of us. Mother's protection is with all of us. Grow more and more faith in the divine in you, and that is our best protection, and that is the only meaning, purpose of our existence, that our life is with the divine, growing for the divine, and we are living for the divine, and that is the only meaning of life. The rest, everything is a process to grow us and make our evolution. Thank you very much. Namaste. Jai Ho.